All right, will Derrick Rose take over the starting point guard position full time from Reggie Jackson at some point in the 2019-2020 Detroit Piston season? Let's talk about it. We back, Motor City Sports Talk. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Share the videos. I'm going to have more Pistons videos coming up this week and our great day off season. It's Will. But my problem is that Derrick Rose is no longer a full-time player in the NBA. All right, I think his value is going to come in spots. I think his value is going to come in the postseason. I just don't think he can carry the load. I think they can rotate the load. You know, one night Reggie Jackson, another night or two Derrick Rose. And the reason Derrick Rose is not a full-time starting NBA player, and that's okay. They project KD coming off the Achilles. He may not be a full-time player no more. In a multitude of injuries that Derrick Rose has suffered, he has never adjusted his game to his body now. And that's the biggest problem, and that's one of the reasons why he's been held back. Okay? When Ron Harper, dealt with that devastating, knee injury he had, as well as Antonio McDyess when he was one of the best players in the NBA in Denver, he had a knee injury. They had to adjust their games where they could survive in the NBA and still, be able to contribute. Even though, Antonio McDyess went down to a part-time player, he was able to continue to last in the NBA when they said his career probably was over with because he adjusted his game. And Derrick Rose still tries to play in that demonstrative manner with the pro hops and the violent way that, he still, he still attacked the bucket and finished at the rim. And yeah, he can do that in spots, but he has never really adjusted his game like Ron Harper did. Ron Harper became a 3-and-D guy. In spots, Derrick Rose can do a little bit of that finishing at the rim, but for it to be a 40-minute-a-night thing, that's not how he cut no more. And if he able to adjust his game to being a better shooter, and you kind of mixing it up and picking and choosing his battles, going at the rim, then I could see him definitely taking over as a full-time starter. His body breaking down is very key, to a reason he not a full-time starter no more. Him and Reggie could split it. And Reggie had his injury problems in the NBA as well. He could split it, but if Derrick Rose is able to figure out, hey, I ain't no longer that high flyer above the rim. Let me learn how to play it below the rim. Because, kind of develop more of a floater, develop more of a mid-range game, learn how to shoot better. Then, yeah, he know how to play the game, and he still can be that. He still can and be a defensive problem, and like Ron Harper was. And I think he can take it a step further. But, his violent play at the rim, it still was holding him back. If he learned how to, be more finesse and be more skillful from an offensive standpoint, from shooting, maybe develop a mid-range game, be more crafty, more like the YMCA player, there's no doubt in my mind he's still a more talented player than Reggie Jackson. But it's just that the injuries and his inability to adjust to his body injury that's going to hold him back. That's what it is. And a lot of people want to know, why Derrick Rose still playing for the love of the game? He got an Adidas contract that plays him, his brother, him, and I think one of his close friends, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a contract that's still in progress as long as he's still in the NBA and playing actively. So if he stopped playing in the NBA, then his brother stopped getting paid, and his boy stopped getting paid, and he stopped getting paid from Adidas. So that might be one of the reasons he's still playing. And one of the reasons he picked Detroit is because it's close to Chicago. Just like Minnesota was, and he probably maybe would have considered Milwaukee if they would have anteed up on that money, though. But it's no doubt in my mind he's still a more talented player than Reggie Jackson. It's just that he ain't made the adjustments to his body like other superstars or other potential superstars and all-stars that had to make that adjustment and had to be lesser and accept a lesser role in the NBA. And that's the only thing that's going to keep Reggie as a starter. Reggie's ability to be a little bit more durable, that's just it. From skill for skill, if they both durable, they both healthy, Derrick Rose probably be at he probably be already a Hall of Fame. He might have 2 or 3 more MVPs on his fireplace. But obviously, he kind of still in that Antonio McDyess, Ron Harper, Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill scenario, Tracy McGrady. I think he more closer to Tracy and Grant than the other two because, Tracy and Grant, not only because they were guards and forwards, it's because we got a glimpse of what they could have been. And injuries just derailed their career. And I think Tracy McGrady would have been a lot greater had he been able to have Grant healthy, and had he been healthy in his career and not so run down. And same thing for Penny. I think he would have went on to be real, real great. But I think it's going to be a split partnership right here. They might play a little bit together. They may alternate. You might get some rest days here and there. But they're going to have to rest Derrick Rose and keep him on the pitch count, just like they should have done more in the first half of the season with Blake Griffin. And also, Reggie Jackson going to be on the pitch count. Even though this is last year, he a little bit run down. You know what I'm saying? He a little bit injury player prone. But we'll see how it go. No doubt in my mind, Derrick Rose is a better player. Just physically, I think they'll just split just because the injuries on both sides. But, hey, it's Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support, man. And I'm going to keep putting it down the best way I know how to put it down. That's that Detroit way. What up, though? Share them. Appreciate the love, support. We gone.